Hey everybody, I'm SK from the Haunting Grounds, and welcome to part 2 of our Tombstone Weathering special. In the last video you saw how we took a tombstone carved out of XPS foam and made it look well worn. In this half of the video we're going to show you how we paint this up. So let's take up where we left off last. Okay, we're back indoors. Our tombstone is dry. There are no more fumes coming from the paint, so we're ready to start painting this up. Now I've got my drop cloth all set up here so we don't get paint all over everything else. And what I'm going to use is just acrylic craft paint. This stuff, once it dries, is waterproof. I've never had a problem with any of the paint washing off of the tombstones, so this is good enough in my book. We're going to paint this. Now you can paint this by hand with a paintbrush if you want. Getting into the cracks is a little bit of a bear, but it can be done. I'm going to use an airbrush. Makes it go by a lot quicker. And we'll get this show on the road. Now when you're painting this black, you want to make sure that you're getting inside of all of the cracks and crevices. The rest of the colors won't be this this intensive, but the black is the undercoat. That's what's going to make all the cracks stand out and some of the letters stand out. So you really want to make sure that you get in every little nook and cranny with the black paint. Okay, now just have to let this black dry, and then we'll continue on with the painting. Okay, now we've got the stone all painted black. The next step is to give it a nice coat of gray. This is going to be the actual color of the stone. Again, I'm just using an acrylic based craft paint. And we'll go ahead and get that painted up. Okay, we've got our black paint, the undercoating all done, and the coat of gray paint put over the top of that. You can really start to see some of the cracks, and the lettering really starts to stand out now. And the next step is to give this give the stone a dry brushed coat of a lighter gray. So what I've done is I took a few different colors, white, some of the darker gray that I was using for this, and some lighter gray, mixed them all together and made a really light color. I'm going to use this nice wide brush. I'm going to dip dip it in the paint. I'm going to use a scrap piece of wood here to just get most of the paint off of here. We'll use that as our palette. And I like to use vertical strokes. So that'll help accent some of the drips that we put in here later. Really does not take much. This light color goes a long ways. We're just going to go right over all the edges here. It really makes this broken edges stand out. Really gives it a nice rock looking appearance, stone looking appearance. We're going to do that all the way around the stone, along the sides and everything. You can see some of these broken edges really start to pop. And you can see how that makes that look. It gives it a nice nice stone appearance. Now we just let this dry completely, and we'll be ready for the finishing touches. We'll add a little bit of moss, and we'll add some water drips down it. Alright, one last step with the paint. I've taken the water that I've been rinsing my brush out with and mixed some more of the black in with it just to thicken it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this spray bottle and I'm just going to squirt that on there. And let it drip down. And we're just going to let that drip down there until it's all dry. Okay, our painting is all done. Everything is dry. You can see how that looks now. Everything stands out nicely. The cracks really kind of stand out. The letters stand out well, and I think it looks pretty good. One last final touch to add, and that is moss. What Tombstone isn't complete without a little bit of moss up the sides? So there's a lot of different ways to add moss to your Tombstone. The way I prefer to do it is I use a little bit of this liquid fusion. It's a clear urethane glue, and this is fake grass. This is grass for miniature modeling, and this stuff, it is a little bit expensive. It's a couple dollars for a really small bag, but that small bag will go a long way. I happen to have a lot of this on hand just because I used to do some model railroading, and it works good for moss. So we'll add a little bit to this stone and make it complete. Okay, we've got our Tombstone on top of a piece of newspaper here, and this will allow us to catch any of this excess fake grass here so that we're not wasting it. Anything that falls off or doesn't stick to the Tombstone will fall onto this piece of paper, and we'll be able to collect it back up and put it back in the jar so that we're not wasting it. So I'm going to take my urethane glue, and I'm going to spread that around here, and I'm going to use a small paintbrush to spread that out. We're just going to spread this around real nice wherever we want this moss to grow, and I'm going to use the moss right up the one side on this side. We'll go right straight up the side here. And then we're going to take and sprinkle this out right over the top of that. Let that sit on there. And then we're going to move on to the other side. We're going to do the same thing right up this side. I'm going to add some of this urethane glue. And this side will get right up into these cracks here. And I'm also going to add just a little bit up here in the skull area here. take that, knock that stuff right back off of there. And now we can collect this up here, right here on this newspaper. And pour it right back into our jar. Okay, and that's all there is to it. We beat up the stone a little bit. We've added our cracks. We've done a nice paint job here and added some moss. And we've got a nice looking, well-detailed stone. Not a lot of work. And I think this will add a lot of character to our haunt this year. I hope that you were able to find this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a comment. And hopefully you're able to get something out of it. So from the Haunting Grounds, I'm SK. Thanks for watching.